Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Growl Podcast, and thank you so much for being here. For first-time watchers, welcome. I am the Lady Lioness, your gracious host, and each week I hunt down the topics that you crave and the people that you want to hear from. And if you've got that same hunger, then you're in the right place. For our returning listeners, I want to thank you so much for the support. You guys absolutely rock. Our show goes live every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And together, what we do and where we create space is to explore that inner growl, that undeniable fire that you and I bring to what it is that we do. I want you to like, subscribe, share, take a moment to just smash that notification bell so that you can stay up to date on what we do here on the Growl Pod. And if you feel inspired to, please share a comment or a thought down below. Not only do I love the feedback, but the more you chat with me, the more people we get to reach in the algorithm organically. And that's what it's all about. It's about taking our inner fire and sharing it with our tribe. And I'm here to tell you that you are my tribe and you belong here. And I appreciate the fire that you bring to the Growl Pod community. And I absolutely love spending time with you. Before we begin, just a quick reminder I have to do the age disclaimer. The topics that we discuss are adult in nature. So this podcast, as like the rest of my podcasts, are for the 18 plus audience. So if you are under 18, now is the time to stop listening. This is not the show for you. We are consenting adults. What we talk about here is from a place of safety, sanity, authenticity, and consent. So tonight we have a supercharged Pride Month special event. Happy Pride, everybody. It is June 1st. It's the beginning of Pride Month. This is a time of year and a month in the year that is special to me because growing up, actually, one of my family members, my uncle, he, when I was little, didn't realize it, but he was gay. He was a gay man. And when I turned 18, he started taking me to New York City Pride marches. And that was just a time for celebration. And I got to connect with him and get to know him on such a beautiful level. And then I got to understand that his roommates over the years were people that he was deeply connected to. And unfortunately, during his time was a time where that had to be hidden, and that's a shame. So what I have done here tonight is I've assembled some of my a few of my dear friends who support me and our community in so many beautiful ways. Each in their own ways, they bring a wealth of life experience, creativity, perspectives that truly honor visibility and they're fierce advocates for the spaces that they love, the people that they love, the things that they create. They're just a lovely bunch of people that I am happy to call my friends. So first up, I've got Karyn Elizabeth from Z Lingerie. If you guys remember some episodes ago, I had her on talking about her creations and what sparked that. And I want you guys to go, I'll link it in the show. I want you guys to go back and watch that episode. She is a visionary designer and she's completely revolutionizing the world of sex positive fashion. She's the brilliant founder and creative force behind, like I said, Z Lingerie, which is a brand that's built on a powerful belief that comfort, consent, and confidence belongs to everyone, especially trans women or gender expansive individuals or anyone claiming their or reclaiming their femininity. She's an award-winning innovator recognized by AVM and XBiz for her incredible contributions to the community. And I'm going to welcome her to the show. I'm bringing her on the stage. Hey, Karyn.
I muted my mic.
That's okay. I can't hear you. It's okay.
Yeah. I was like, I muted my mic, but sorry.
Well, welcome. It's okay. It's a live show. It's all good. So happy to have you here.
I'm so happy to be here today.
How's everything been?
Pride. Very good. Just such a good month to start like this too is going to be really great. It's a great way to start this fun month. I love that it says Pride's more than a party. It's a promise. It was a riot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just a little precursor for the day.
Absolutely. So I'm happy to have you here. And next, I want to introduce our incredible panelist, JustinSayne, my good friend. I just introduced him to you guys backstage a little bit, and he is such a dedicated fetishist, creator, a real powerhouse in alternative spaces. He brings that raw, intense, primal energy. I also did a podcast episode with him. He was actually on the Maiden podcast where the Growl was born. So he's somebody who helped me bring this whole thing to life. And he's a real inspiration. He's the mastermind behind Fetish Mafia, which is a Roku channel that you guys are going to see a lot more of, I'm sure, soon, and JustinSayne Leather. And when he's not commanding the room, he's handcrafting some seriously high-end statement-making gear made from exotic skins, all for our enjoyment. So I would like to welcome to the stage my friend, JustinSayne. Hello, my friend.
Hello. Hey, thanks for that. That was great. That's the best introduction I've ever had in my life.
Stop it.
I always feel like a rock star after her introductions.
I know, Ryan, look at me.
That's me.
That's real.
Amazing.
Well, that's how I feel about you guys. That's how you exist in my mind and in my space, man. That's what it is.
We appreciate it.
All right. So welcome. I also have one other friend of mine who he goes by Zev Morningstar on FetLife. His name is Avi. And we're going to round out our panel with him. He's a community organizer. He's navigated a powerful journey of self-discovery, growing up in a strict religious environment. And he broke through some real hard traditional boundaries to embrace his true queer identity. Now, today, he's a prominent voice in the alternative space and the creator of a group called the Subspace for Men, which is an online community dedicated to supporting submissive men. So I have to applaud him. He's really doing good stuff and bringing him on. Hey, Avi, welcome.
Hey, welcome. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate this opportunity to be able to have my voice heard in another way and in another setting, and just to be able to. It's just an honor to be in the same mention, in the same sentence as the previous panelists introduced, and I'm really excited to both hear what everyone else has to say and to provide my own input on these very, very important issues.
Thank you so much, Avi. And it is really important. I want to thank you all for participating in the panel and offering to share some of your stories and ideas surrounding Pride and other things that you're pretty passionate about. Before we get into that, what I want to do is just give us I'm going to throw a little bit of Pride history at everybody, just real quick. What sparked Pride? So that was Stonewall in 1969. So in the 60s, being LGBTQ plus was heavily criminalized. There were laws against serving alcohol to gay people. And there was this space, the Stonewall Inn, which was a gay bar in New York City. And that space really served as a rare haven for the community's most marginalized, which also included trans women of color, drag queens, the whole nine. And on June 28th, 1969, like so many times before, the police raided that bar. But instead of dispersing, the patrons actually stood and fought back. Now, there were activists like Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera, and the uprising sparked 6 whole days of nonstop protests, just a ruckus, just the loudest, just ruckus, and it catalyzed the modern LGBTQ plus liberation movement. Then, 1 year later, what did we see? We saw the first march, 1970, and that was just to keep the momentum alive. Activist Brenda Howard organized the Christopher Street Liberation Day March on June 28th, which was exactly the 1 year after the riots, and thousands of people gathered to march through the streets of New York City, and they were chanting, "Say it loud, gay is proud." And I remember that. And that was alongside simultaneous marches across the country in Los Angeles, Chicago, San Francisco. And the power really sits with the people. It really does. And that was something that truly left us a legacy. What began as an act of furious resistance against the police brutality, it evolved into something so beautiful, an annual tradition or promise. And that's in the title of this show. Pride is more than a party; it's a promise. And it remains a celebration of identity and a continuation of the fight for full liberation. Now, where we are today, it's probably not where those powerful voices and activists envisioned us to be, and we do definitely have a long way to go. But those of us who hold the concept of pride close in our hearts, as it was intended, we continue to advocate. We continue to speak. We continue to gather and move and believe and be a shield, if nothing else, for those who need us. So during this discussion, I'm going to be giving our panel members, you guys, prompts, and I'm going to be asking you questions. And they're meant to really inspire some thought, not just from yourselves, but also for our listeners. And the flow of our conversation, I just want to let you guys know that it's meant to be very natural, like conversational, like we're friends getting together for a chat, because that's really what we are. And as friends of mine, I want you to know that I trust each of you to navigate even the most difficult topics that we have to discuss and the harder truths that you have to say and that we have to hear. I trust you all to be able to navigate that, at least with me, safely, for sure. So I want to thank you for being my friend. And I want to thank you for being here with me today. So I want to start off by giving you each a chance to briefly tell our listeners, what does pride in this context that we're talking about it today, what does that mean to you personally? And what does it mean to be visible and included in your own words? I'm going to start with Karyn. So I'm going to take us off a little bit and talk to Karyn for a minute.
All righty.
All right, my dear.
So pride to me personally just means being able to live authentically, visibility, community, just belonging. For me, the way I come to the community, I feel like pride is rooted in love and family, chosen family, birth family, however you come to family, but that's part of the community of just that feeling pride in your community. Being visible and included, inclusivity is at the heart of what I do. I feel like we talk about that table, that everyone deserves a seat at the table.
Mm-hmm.
But inclusion is like when you don't have to ask for a seat at the table. Somebody set that plate for you at the table. Like it's already there. You didn't have to ask for it. That's what beautiful. Inclusion is for me. Thank you. I really it's just so important to me that inclusion is, for me personally with my business, me considering people's needs when I design lingerie, what works for them, what's gonna benefit their bodies, like that, including what is really important for the fit and function of that. So that's like my little business part of it, but really the heart of it for me is people being able to live authentically.
You certainly do that with your designs.
Thank you.
They are beautiful, they're functional, and I've read articles that were written about you. I've read reviews that people have written about you. I've heard things that people say, and it's just the care that you put into what you do because you love everybody. You just love it. The love comes through.
It's so amazing. I go to some events that are exclusively for trans women or just gender nonconforming women that don't really have the opportunity to transition. There's they're very close to my heart. I've become friends with women from all over the country that don't necessarily get to live authentically for whatever reasons. And to be able to be in spaces with them and them including me is amazing. There's a big event that I go to in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania every March. And this year they were like, you got to come. We're going to go do karaoke. Come hang out with us. Come to the clubs with us. I was like, I'm here to work, not to party, but I think I'm going to party with them next time.
Squeeze it in somewhere.
I'm going to make time for them next time.
And then there's something that you do that you give the mom hug. And that's something that really stuck with me because, there's nothing like a good mom hug. And some of us don't get that. So
yeah, it's an amazing organization. It's an amazing organization. The first time I did free mom hugs in a big scale was at New York City Pride about 4 years ago. And I went, I have a picture of me on the Staten Island ferry, being like, I'm going to go give hugs and I'm going to make people feel good. By the end of it, I can't even explain to you what I was given by being able to give hugs. I was the first time a person broke down in my arms. And it was very cool that all the trans kids came to me. It was like they could sense that.
They could tell,
that's a trans mama. She'll hug. It was so funny. You could see the kids almost really knew which parent to go hug. And the ones that came to me, the first one that broke down crying in my arms, because I always tease that we have Disney rules. We don't let go until you do. So I will hug you until you're finished. If I'm there for 5 minutes, that's it. I was ill prepared for the breakdown of this beautiful human being sobbing in my arms. And I just remember saying, it's okay. I see you. You're doing such a good job. I don't know anything about them, but they woke up that morning, they took a shower, they got ready for Pride. So to me, you're doing a great job and I'm proud of you. And they just cried. When they walked away, I told all the other parents, I need a couple minutes. And I walked around the corner, cried my ass off, and then went back to hugging for the next 4 hours. But it really is something that brings me joy beyond belief.
That's so profound. And amazing that you do that. Amazing that you do that. That stuck with me from our last interview. And
it is an important thing for me too. I think it's important for the community, but also I get a lot out of it too.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. I'm going to bring on our friend Avi and see what he thinks. Hey, Avi, same question for you. So what does Pride in this context mean to you personally? And what does it mean to you to be visible and included in your own words?
Thank you. Well, for me, Pride always is about knowledge, education, and destigmatization. I grew up in a very, very, very religious situation, a religious background. And when I started working on finding the strength to leave the community and to chase myself and find myself out, I realized that most of what people outside of the community's knowledge really comes from a lack of education, a lack of knowledge of the situation, and just a mass stigma that exists within society. Because for myself personally, I didn't know anyone who was of the LGBTQ community in any way, shape, sort, or form until after I left. That was not something that was part of my community. So you grow up, you hear the things you hear, you're going to assume they're true, and the next thing you know, I meet the first time I met a trans individual, and I was like, this is one of the best people I've ever met. This is an amazing human being. Everything I've ever heard in my life is a lie. And that moment, I think that having that level of, if someone would have come to me 5 years ago and asked me my opinions on things, I would not have given educated and intelligent opinions because I didn't come from a place of knowledge. And if someone would have came and have called me out, they would have been fair, but it wouldn't have helped me become a better person. I think giving space to understand that people don't have the knowledge, they don't have the awareness. But if we focus on education and we focus on just showing how regular and normal these things are, the goal should be of Pride is really just about acceptance of both the people in this community and the people who are slowly but slowly realizing that this is how people are. It's always been like this. This is the first time we don't have to hide it. We don't have to stand behind closed doors. These people are finally feeling comfortable enough to come out from whatever situations. And one of the things that's really bringing me a lot of joy, especially as someone who is in a younger generation, is watching the younger people my age, slowly being more and more not just tolerant, not just open, but it becoming so normal where someone's sexuality is as relevant to conversation as what color their eyes are. Like I didn't even
Yes.
bring up. Like, you don't even have to bring up that so and so is gay because it doesn't matter. It's not relevant. We're going to play basketball. It doesn't. No, who cares? And I feel
Who
like seeing
cares,
that,
right?
and that's what I think. That's what Pride's all about. Is about both the external. I think that's the big asset, and then the other aspect of Pride, I think, is us being comfortable in that acceptance of ourselves and that part of ourselves that we are all, and be it within our sexuality. And our sexuality could be in a million different ways. It could be in who we're attracted, how we're attracted, why we're attracted, but finding that comfort within yourself to accept that it's okay if I like things this way, and maybe that doesn't fit the box of the way I grew up and expected my future to be. But that acceptance of both other people around you and yourself, I think that's what the focus of Pride is. And I think that, then to follow into the next question, I think that visibility and inclusion is about both showing that this community is a beautiful place. Not everyone sees that. People who don't live near
Mhm.
cities really don't get to see that. And then when they
I love
see
that you
these
bring that up. Yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
and when they see these wonderful events and they see how these are just people like you, the only difference between you and them is this person is attracted to men and this person's attracted to women. And and when really they see these aspects of things and they wait a minute, I need to rethink my box. And I think that is really where the visibility comes down to, is show the rest of the world how the people, most of the people in this community, understand how beautiful all these people are, and allowing the rest of the world to see that, so that they can understand that you're it's not that you're not your negative feelings are not coming from a place of hatred. They're coming from a place of ignorance, and they're coming from a place of being
Just
told
not
things.
knowing. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. You can only.
exactly.
So I love that you bring this up. There's a
Yes.
few points that you brought up, and I want to give them. I want to let them land a little heavier. Um, Education. It is so incredibly important because how can we know until we know? And that's really the
Exactly.
answer, is you can't appreciate something if you don't know it exists. And even if you know it exists and you only have a very limited, very narrow-minded view of something, once you broaden it or approach something with um, appreciation, regardless of agreement, regardless of the status of whether or not you feel connected to that or inspired by that, or feel the same way as that person or not, or can you understand it? It doesn't matter. Coming from a place of wanting to learn and coming from a place of respecting someone for the space that they're in, that's where progress happens. And that's where the learning happens. And that's where the growth happens. So I love that you said that. And the focus on education, so hugely important. And I think that having education in the spaces that we have them today is going a long way to impact your generation for, um, destigmatizing some things that really shouldn't be, and providing, if at the very least, tolerance and acceptance for people to be who and what they are. And I love that. That's one thing that I've always said that I love about what's coming out of the younger generation is it's far more acceptable, things that didn't used to be so acceptable. So I love that you touched on those points, and I want to make sure that they really and really truly land. God, thank you so much for saying all that.
Thank you. The way I like the metaphor that I use to explain it is actually a true story. When my youngest brother, when he was little, the first time we gave him ice cream, he touched it and it was really cold to his hand. So
Uh-huh.
immediately took it and he pushed it away. He's like, I don't want it.
Mhm.
So then we finally convinced it, like, no, like put some in your mouth, see what it is. And then at the moment, just that moment on his face of the I touched this thing and it was cold, so therefore I don't want it. And then he put in his face in that moment of, oh my goodness, this is the greatest thing ever. And I feel like that's the experience that so many people don't have, because they don't have this education. No one sat them and told them, hey, look at it like this. This is the perspective to have. And then once they have that realization, it's just about, oh wow, like it's just that moment of realization that this is a different world, and you never saw it correctly.
I love that analogy. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Avi.
Thank you.
All right. I am going to bring on our friend, Justin. Where's my buddy? Hey, buddy.
How are you?
I am fantastic. If I was any better, I'd be you.
Fair. I'm probably better than I deserve, so.
All right, so I'm going to give you some space to chat. And I know we talked about a few hot button issues earlier that we're going to definitely get to. But in this space here, what does pride mean in this context to you personally? And what does it mean to be visible and included, in your words? Go ahead, let her rip, babe.
To me, pride is, for most of us, we're coming here from someplace else. Mm-hmm. Right? If it's the bad relationship, bad Jesus, bad blah, 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 blah. We're coming from something looking for something. And most of us are kind of looking for the same thing, whether it looks the same or not. So when they say pride, to me, that's our Constitution in one word. When you left something because you didn't want to be there, and you landed someplace and they said, you can have some pride, it's okay. Mm-hmm. Just have that pride. If you have a little pride, everything else is fine. So to me, that's our Constitution. That's our Bible. That's our truth. That's our space. When everything else let us down, we're allowed to be proud. That's our pride. And nothing it can't be a festival. I mean, Phoenix Pride is in bankruptcy. We're not bankrupt. You know what I mean? Pride is this space. You can't have that. That's mine. Yours is yours. Mm-hmm. And you're to be proud of it. So pride is our Constitution. Pride is our Bible. Pride is our commandment. If you can't have the pride in yourself, the dignity in yourself, the respect for yourself, to have a little pride, it's really difficult to spread that out.
Yeah, you're right.
Fair enough.
You're right.
Like trying to control a subby with no self-control.
Doesn't work so well.
No. So, I mean, at some point, pride is allowing us. You're allowed to be proud of yourself. That's permission. Mm-hmm. It's our Constitution. It's our Bible. It's our commandment. It's our permission. We're supposed to be proud. It's our duty.
Mm-hmm. A lot of emotional equity in that. That's where we're rich.
Mm-hmm. True. You got any friends you don't want to be proud?
Oh no, not a one. No. I want to lift everybody up.
Yeah. So we bring it as well. Mm-hmm. It's also our gift. Mm-hmm. And when we get it from others, it's also what we're gifted. Because somebody walked up and said, you have pride. You just need to have it.
That's beautiful.
It's true. It's true. So to me, pride is what makes us capable. Because we came from something that didn't work for us. And now we can.
Oh, that's beautiful. So what about visibility and inclusivity?
Well, that's where I start being a prick, because like in my life, it's also my emotions and my crotch and my love, but it's also my business. You know, so I have to also be very, very, very firm about what it means to my space. And I have to sometimes really give, and sometimes I have to really make sure I'm not being taken from, at the very least. But I mean, at some point, it means to me that in my space that I'm allowed to have it. What's in my space, what's created by my body in any type of way belongs to me. And whatever I do to share it with anyone else, that's lucky me, I get to share. Healthy boundaries are a thing. These things, right. And I create space so other people can come and shut the door, pull the curtain. And no one's been in this one yet. No
I
one's
know
even
that's your new
seen this
space.
yet. Yeah,
Ooh,
this
that's
is really
exciting.
big. But sometimes, uh, sometimes what it means to my space is to take a minute and create an offering. Invite my friends and let them
Be who they are.
Yeah. And just get out of the real world for a minute, come over, sit around. Most of the time we sit around on the patio and just shoot the shit. I mean, as far as actually playing, it happens, but more often than not, we just communicate. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But truth be told, there's a cage, there's a cross, there's another cross coming off. It's just setting over there. I haven't built it yet. It's just stand it up, right? I mean, spanking bench, toys. I mean, leather everywhere, big red curtain. I mean, it's a cleaning station. I mean, there's enough room for everybody to make a little space that's not in our county. This is the only one around here like this. You have to go all the way to Phoenix to find anything.
A lot of love goes into that. I'm hearing it. I'm hearing it from you.
I mean, who wants to damage the environment with all that gas money?
You're right.
So as far as what the space and how it means to me to be visible, it means to invite my friends and have a space for them to come and see me. And they do, but I know for others they don't have the ability to just grab a spot and make a dungeon out of it and invite their friends. It's a privilege to be able to do that. And I charge nothing. There's no charge here. I'm not trying to make it where you need to have something to come in here.
I love that. Love that. I mean, I don't want to frown upon people that do need to, make money and sustain. I don't want to frown upon that. But if you've got the means to, if you can show up, and that's what it's about. It's about showing up at whatever capacity you can. Some people can do it more. Some people can't do it as much. But if you show up for other people in whatever capacity you can, that's what it's about. And I've always loved the way you show up, Justin.
Well, I appreciate that. Well, we were having get-togethers at my house, and I'm sure we will have more. Actually, there's things happening up there that they have to turn into a get-together. But the actual shop space, an opportunity came up where I could double my shop space for $100.
That's a no-brainer. Good for you.
And it's like 80 feet away, So I was like, well, I don't really need more shop space, but I could use more display space, and I could put in the cage and the cross and put up all.
I mean, you might as well.
I mean, if you're just going, why not?
I love that this is now a sneak preview. Thank you so much for doing that on here. Yay!
No, thanks for letting.
I feel honored.
This is your space, and now I'm.
You are always welcome in my space, Justin. However you are, however you come, honey.
I'm a little salty today, but I'm trying.
It's okay. You're doing good. All right, I'm going to bring you back on because we have to find out why you're salty. Well, I know why, but they have to find out why you're salty.
You know what? Let's look. Can I just ask a question?
Sure.
You introduced Avi, right?
I did.
It left me with a few questions. I mean, not really questions. I just wanted to hear a little more. You think we could just put him up a little bit, give us another 15, 30, 40 seconds about what he does?
Absolutely. Hang on. Let's bring him. Hey, Avi. By special request, Justin wants to chat.
Oh, no, I really want to listen. I felt like you were rushing.
Oh.
Fair enough.
All right. So Avi is our next question, actually. Oh,
yeah, I was on mute. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yeah. So I was saying I was muted. Yes, I was saying which specific part were you specifically focusing on?
No specific. I mean, you were kind of responding to who you are and that kind of thing and what you do, and she was telling me what you do, and I just kind of wanted to hear more about that. She did a great job explaining it, but I was kind of hoping if I could ask you if you could be a little more
expand. Yes,
sir,
for sure.
Yes,
So I'll start off with my background. I grew up I grew up Orthodox Jewish, and I'm talking the most intense Orthodox Jewish. Like all the big rabbis in the world, like all my cousins, like that, like blue blood, intense, all the expectations, everything like that as well.
Wow.
So for me, my journey started off coming from that place. And I myself, like technically, if I really wanted to, I could be a rabbi. I did all the schooling for it and everything.
So you had the whole crew of everybody, mom, dad, God, everyone telling you what you were going to be.
So everyone was, from when I was 4 years old, they were already talking about having me skip first grade because I was the next prodigy child. I was supposed to be the next big rabbi. That was sort of ordained by everybody in the world. And
That's pressure, bro.
That's a lot of pressure.
Wow,
yeah, I was going to say.
So much pressure,
I skipped literally when I was in seventh. I was tiny. And like literally when I was in 7th grade, I skipped 8th grade, went straight to arguably the top rabbinic high school in the world, was there for 3 years, then transferred to the 3 years because I skipped 12th grade as well. Went to the rabbinical equivalent of Harvard. Went there for 3 years. Did my last year. I transferred to the rabbinical equivalent of Yale. Was there for a year, and then and then came back to America. All on this program, all on this pipeline. And then I went and I looked myself in the mirror and I was like, I don't want any of this. I never wanted any of this. This was a path that I was just thrown down.
You didn't ask for it. They just put you on a list. They're like, do
absolutely. Yeah, and like for me, even in this community, like my faith is like I'm still someone who believes in God. I still have my faith. I just looked myself in the mirror and I looked the world in the mirror. And there's a simple line. It's like there's a famous story in that someone went to one of the great rabbis of the he was around, I would say around 100 BC. And they went to him and they went to all the rabbis in the world and they said, teach me the entire Torah while I'm on one foot. And all of them threw him out. It's a ridiculous question. It's hundreds and hundreds and thousands of pages. I can't teach you the whole thing on one foot. Finally comes to the biggest rabbi of the generation.
Teach you half of it on both feet. You know what I mean? No way.
And what he did this is what he did. He looked him in the eye, said, start, guys, stand up 1 foot. He said, love your neighbor like yourself. And then he closed his book and walked out. Because that's all it is. Everything else, all the deeds, everything else you do, the reason people give charity, the reason all these things, every single step of the path along the way in all of religion is be a good person. And the moment you stop doing that, everything else is null and void. And people in most of the religions of the world, I feel in my perception, lost this path. It's all about how can I virtue signal within my own religion to make everyone else think that I'm smarter and wiser. And that's not the point. The point is that person's having a bad day. Make his day better. That person's struggling. Make his day better. And the moment you stop doing that, you are worth nothing to anyone because you've lost the core tenet of everything that humanity stands upon. And I think that does play really well into this team because the basic rule number one, or the golden rule, it's treat other people the way you want to be treated. And I think this is true in pride. I think this is true in community. I think this is true in everything. And if you live your life by that simple tenet, I feel comfortable that when I die, I can look God in the face. And I said, I treated every person as well as I possibly could. And I think, and I'll be damned with the rest. I did by this, and I feel very comfortable that I can look God in the face and tell that to him.
You think God's a chick?
I don't think God is either. I think he's both. God is male and woman. Actually, he is. I could bottle up. I'm trying to stop myself because I've given this hour speech before, and I have so much material to share about this.
You're such a fire starter, Justin. I love it.
And it's like he's asking such good questions. My brain is like, okay, Avi, the 10-second answer, not the 25-minute answer.
Do you think the devil's a chick?
Yes and no. I think everything is. I think all the metaphysical beings represented in this world both because gender. I think gender is always fluid, and I think that's true in the divine sense as well. Like God sometimes refers to himself as a man, sometimes refers to himself as a woman. How does that work? Is God man or woman? No.
Yeah.
It's funny. They translate it as him. I've read the Bible in its original text.
Indeed.
There was two names. One of the prime in Hebrew grammar. There's a feminine and a masculine. And every time, a lot of times God is referred to as the feminine, but you look at the English translation, they always flip it to the masculine. And it's
Oh
like,
my
no,
God,
they
this is a
use the
whole
feminine
other
name for God.
podcast episode, Avi.
Yes, exactly.
Now,
This
you
is a
see-
whole other episode. I love it.
Now, the reason Satan went to hell, right, was because there was a contest of who's the prettiest between Satan and God. Now that's a lot of that enters
a lot of that's in the New Testament, and that's not my my expertise is very Old Testament, ancient God, and even in that sense, a lot of it is whatever. But in terms of the devil, really is just a manifestation of God.
That you got to think he's got to be Jesus' stepbrother, one way or the other.
Oh my God, you're fantastic, Justin. I love you both.
But I feel like when they got in a fight about who was pretty and they didn't kill each other, they just went to their own rooms forever. Go to your room. That's a couple grown women right there. That's a couple grown women.
Justin. All right, I'm gonna take this train. I'm going to put it back on the rails.
Yeah,
my
bad.
Okay.
My bad.
I love it. I love it.
I could talk about this all day. So
yeah.
So thank you for that side quest.
Wait till I start asking about lingerie. Right done.
Can't wait. All right, Justin.
All
right, Avi. What I want to know is our next question. Since you publicly identify yourself with queer as an orientation, and we touched a little bit on this, what do you think of the concept of that word? And how do you think it went from slur to broad scope? Because it used to be a bad thing to say. And now it's sort of like a descriptor, a pretty good descriptor and a catch-all for, things that can't be described and a way to, allow space for it. What do you think about that?
So I think I always am not a big fan of labels. Labels I feel are a limitation. For the metaphor I use, I'm a big fan of metaphors. I don't know if you've ever seen those little cube watermelons. The way they take a watermelon seed, they feed it into a box, and the watermelon will perfectly form to the size of the box. And then therefore, when the watermelon's ready, they cut it out and you have a perfectly cubed watermelon, which is really, really cool. Really, really, really interesting. It's worth looking up. I've actually tried one of them. They taste like normal watermelon because an object will grow into the shape that it's in. And that's true with everything, both humans and objects as well. And I think when you put something into a box, you are defining it, but you are also limiting it. And that's why I think in general people fall into a trap. Labels are useful because they sometimes can speed up a process. Like, for example, I am, as somebody who's on the autistic spectrum, when I'm talking to a doctor and we're talking about different medications and stuff, mentioning I'm autistic speeds up the conversation. It doesn't at all grasp the details of what I am and who I am. But for the sake of a medical diagnosis, it speeds things up. And I think that's where labels come into as a conversation shorthand. Rather than explain to you in 20 minutes, this is what my sexuality is, and this is the nuance of it, I can just find whichever term is closest to where I identify and use that. For me specifically, it's queer, is because I know for a fact I'm not straight. I had that very uncomfortable realization because this is back when I was still religious. And I was watching, I don't know if you've ever seen the show Lucifer.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And I was watching that show and I'm like, why am I really turned on by Tom Ellis? And I had to look myself in the mirror and I was like, yeah, Tom Ellis is how I found out I wasn't straight. And now I had to look myself in the mirror at the time and be like, what is happening here? And that was one of those things that started my process. But the realization for myself and my reflection was, I'm not straight. I am not even close to that definition in any way, shape, sort, or form. But I wouldn't call myself bisexual. I wouldn't call myself gay. I would say I'm attracted to more. I'm attracted to more women than men. But I'm not someone who just sees all men as attractive. It's very here or there. It also comes and goes. Some weeks, some days, I'll be like, I have no attraction for men at all. And other days I'll be like I'll have to slow myself down because it's like, and it all, since it varies and it folds. That's why I really like the broad term of queer. It's
Mhm.
my sexuality is not straight. It's as far as straight as can be. But also, I am not defined. I don't define as well with the other terms. So I really like queer as an umbrella term because queer really envelops everything. Queer really is. I am not a heterosexual with who goes by with heteronormatives and all the things that come
Mhm.
with it. There's more to my sexuality, and it's not. And how is it defined? It depends on the day. Ask me about it today, and I'm going to give you a different answer about it than tomorrow. And that's why I really like the word. And as for like the connotation of it, I feel like it's very powerful to
Mhm.
take back a word and to use
Yes.
the very
Love that you
thing.
said that.
Yeah, yes, the very thing which you use to make fun of me, that's the term that I'm going to use to empower myself. Because what that does is, on one hand, it's empowering myself because I have clearly made a statement that what everyone else does not define who I am, because I'm taking this word that to you is negative and using it as my positive. And on the other hand, it lets everybody else have that same, because the empowerment aspect of pride is not just about empowering others, it's about empowering yourself as well, and finding terminology and language and behaviors that make you feel more comfortable within your realm, be it
Mhm.
sexuality or anything that you're using yourself. Allowing yourself to gain strength from what other people are hardening. Like I use the example, like an example is Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player to ever live.
Mhm.
When he was a young player, it was very well known. You set Michael Jordan to the left because Michael Jordan cannot shoot left. That was like the thing that he was known for. It's like the one weakness he had. And by the end of his career, it was send Michael Jordan right. Because if you look at like his most famous highlights, all of his great game winning shots, they're all going to his left. Because he took the thing that was his biggest weakness and made it his strength. And I
Well,
feel like
that I
that's
mean,
so much of what, yeah,
yeah. Yep. I mean,
is
on the
all this
topic of Michael
community.
Jordan, I love him because he's the topic of him. He's such a resilient. He had a lot of grit, and he just went after it every single day. And he's best known for that. So I love that you brought him up. But your your point of taking something back, reclaiming, like that's one thing that I was really hoping you were going to say, because that's what I feel when I think about the word queer. When I think about all the ways that it was used to hurt and harm and to make somebody, how many tears were shed over that word, and reclaiming it in a sense in the way that we use it today is really beautiful. So I'm really glad you said that. I'm glad you walked into that, because that's just a point I didn't have to make. You
Great
made it.
minds think alike. Yes,
Yeah. And
exactly.
also to your point, it must have been so hard. Must have been so hard on you to come to these earlier realizations, and to
Yeah,
and
that
to
first one
be.
was a little startling because I was still fully in the religious community. I was
Yeah.
fully involved, and then I just had to look. I think honestly, I'm very very thankful because that was something that really pushed me to start looking back at myself and looking at myself in the mirror and realizing that everything that I've been pushing forward and investing all my time is something that I don't want. I don't like. It's not who I am. And while I was enjoying parts of it, and my life wasn't miserable by any perspective, but I wasn't
Mhm.
doing it because I wanted to do it. I was doing it because there was an expectation about me. And I think finding out that I am not, like breaking the glass on my illusion of normals within myself really helped me be like, wait a minute, let me start looking into this. Let me start exploring myself. And that's why I eventually found this community and found myself.
Sorry, my mic got muted. Somebody was starting the car next door, so I was like, "Oh, let me cut that out of the show." Many people can't, have a hard time coming through that and coming to that realization, because they don't have supportive spaces to be able to do that. So, good on you for being able to come there. And it's for us in this space and any space that I go into, I try to be a space, a safe space for anybody that doesn't have one, to be able to support somebody else coming up against that, where everything else in their life that they normally circulate around is against them. I myself have a similar story. I am not, a heterosexual female. I'm not. I'm pansexual. If you are, I'm attracted to the person. I'm attracted to the mind, body, and soul, whatever that looks like, whatever that is presented as. If I dig you, I dig you, right? So growing up, it was much less acceptable for me. And I did. I had unfortunately, a secret girlfriend in high school because we couldn't be. And that was so painful. And for me to, be sneaking off to a practice room with her, to get some alone time with her, and just sort of, just spend time talking and being real with each other instead of, the tight-lipped glances across the room. And it's sad. And did I have to make that decision? Of course, nobody has to make any decision, but it was unfortunate that we could not, in the spaces that we occupied, be ourselves. And that's something that so many people struggle with and are up against. So I'm really glad you shared your story and the idea of reclaiming, because that's what makes me, that word queer and the reclaiming concept of it brings me back to high school. And it brings me back to just, geez, I wish I could have kissed her in the hallway like, other people kiss their partner. I wish I could have just, I woulda, coulda, shoulda. But I'm glad that in these spaces and these times, we get to be much more sensitive to that. So I thank you for everything that you said.
Of course, yeah. And the world is changing. I'm glad, and for one, I like the direction. I like there. Of course, there's so much growth that's still needed, but just looking back at like where the world was 15 years ago when I was a kid to where it is now, just looking at the linear growth brings you have a little bit more hope for this world.
Beautiful. Thank you, Avi. All right, I am going to bring Karyn. Hello, my friend. Welcome back.
Hello.
We had a little break.
Oh, did I? You got it right back on the rails really good. But it was so interesting, and Avi got so passionate. I kind of loved watching that.
Yeah, he's great. If you
It was beautiful.
If you let him talk, it's beautiful.
Yeah. He actually said something that, like, when he was 4 years old, he like used that word. And I know that my next question has to do with education.
Mm-hmm.
All of the experience I have talking to younger trans people, 4 years old is the number that they all realize. Like, it's so interesting. Even my daughter, who did not tell me until she was 20, when she told me, said from the time she was 4 years old. So I think there must be something in our brain biologically where your personality really starts to blossom at this age. And that's when Avi said that he kind of knew, I don't know if this is it, but this is what everyone's telling me I have to do. So I have to do this. And I think that that's kind of where a lot of people, regardless of where they fall under the LGBTQ umbrella, is when they kind of really realize. And I thought that was really cool that he brought that up. Yeah.
That's so
I actually wrote it down because I wanted to remember 4 years old is significant.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah, we share information with each other, but that's so cool. I didn't realize that. Yeah, you're right.
It's just such a little thing. I speak to a lot of trans people, and that is really a number that I have heard, that age, on multiple occasions. So I wonder, it kind of little fire inside my brain.
Thoughts for more. So what kinds of education and support have you encountered and or are you involved with? And this is a loaded question because I know you're very involved. And I want to hear this again because I believe that we can't say it enough. You can't say it enough. So what kinds of things are you involved with and have you seen for community support?
I would love to shortly discuss things that I've encountered. In April of 2024, I went to India and I was there for a month. My daughter was there on a Fulbright scholarship, so I went to visit her. And she's an anthropologist. Part of her research is gender studies, and she was working with the Hijra community, which is a community of transgender women in India that live in community together. And we went to this festival, and it was myself, my daughter, and another trans woman from America that was also studying in India. So we were the only white people there. Everyone else were locals. And they would come up to us, all of these like gorgeous trans women just in their saris, and they were just like so beautiful with all of their jewelry and their makeup and just bright, beautiful clothes, and just so open to this festival that celebrates them.
Wow.
Like they literally, it's a religious thing. It's part of Hinduism, and it's in a town called Kubagam. And it's this little town where everyone was like, why are you here? But my daughter knew about this. So we went there and we got to meet all of these amazing women that most did not speak any English, but they wanted to know why we were there. So they would come up to us and they were like, they asked us, are you ladies? Because they didn't have any other. And my daughter was like, no, I'm trans. And they looked at her and they just were shocked that there were white people also like that, which was really cool. And they looked at me and they were like, I'm like, no, I'm just a lady.
Yeah, just a lady. Sorry.
They're like, but why are you here? I'm like, I'm her mother. And the way they live in community is they have a mother, almost kind of like what we hear about with the whole ballroom scene from New York. Like Pose was about that. Every house has a mother. And it's like the elder trans woman that takes care of the youngers and brings them in. So they looked at me and my daughter was like, biological mother. And one of them looked at me with wide eyes and said, you are good. And I'm bald.
Oh,
so
my God.
Being able to experience different things to me is part of how I'm educated to this community, and to learn how other cultures are so much more wonderful than this country is to the trans community is bizarre, because so many people, when I said that my daughter was going to India, were like, oh, is she going to be safe there? I'm like, she's probably safer there.
Safer there. I was going to say she's probably safer there based on what you're describing. Oh my God. How beautiful that you were able to make that connection.
Yeah. So involved in education and support, I do a lot of support. I co-facilitate a support group for parents of transgender people called Families in Transition, because we're in transition with our loved ones. I do that twice a month. And I do workshops when I do conferences. I try and just be as supportive to the families of trans people as I can, because I know when my daughter came out, it was 12 years ago, and there wasn't really any knowledge for us then. Like my husband and I went to Manhattan's West Village LGBT Center. Like that should be the Mecca, and we should have had so much support. We were the only people in the group.
Get out of here.
Mm-hmm. There were no other
in that space,
no
in
people
that environment,
in that space.
Wow.
It was really bizarre. And so when I finally found a group at the Pride Center of Staten Island, which was 2 years in to my daughter's transition, it became a saving grace for us, because we were able to talk to other people that were going through the same thing, that it was not what I was reading on the internet. Because everything I read on the internet kind of sucked.
Yeah. And that's the hardest thing when you're going through something and you have, like, you're both going through that for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Like neither one of you, there's no instruction manual. Neither one of you know how to deal with that and how to approach it and how to manage it.
If you're thinking about 12 years ago, It was not as highlighted in the world as it is now. It wasn't as much. Like, I had heard about trans people, but I didn't know anything really about it. I still was in this trope of, oh, they're born in the wrong bodies, which I don't like that phrase at all. That's a personal thing, because to me it means my daughter's body is wrong. And I'm like, no, fuck that. Not true.
No, nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing wrong with that body, nothing wrong with that being, nothing wrong with that soul.
But that experience is why I still am with that group, and why they asked me to be a co-facilitator, is because I keep going, because I want to be there for that parent that felt alone, that felt, I don't understand. I don't know how to do this. What do I do? Because you're allowed. Like, that's the biggest thing I always say to all my parents. You're allowed to say all the terrible things you want to say here. You can be mad. You can be like, why me? You could be like, this sucks. Because when you're in front of your kid, it's all positivity. That's all you're allowed to give them. They have enough of a burden with what they're going through. They don't need yours. But yours is valid too. So you should be able to have a space to throw shit at the wall and be mad. Because when it's hard to watch a child go through something like this. It's hard to be afraid about what the world is going to give them. But you can't, I mean, another thing I like to talk about is when parents come and they are complaining about something that their children have done. I'm like, let's big picture this, because this is not a trans thing. Your kid's just being an asshole.
Just being a kid, just doing the teenager
like
thing.
Every other kid.
Right.
Like, I raised 3 kids. All of it was not always rainbows and unicorns.
Rainbows and sunshine, and unicorns, Yeah, so, you're so right. But having people,
that's how I support and educate. That's my involvement with it, is my families in transition, my free mom hugs. Those are things that are how I support the community personally, not within my business part of how I support the community. But I do education with that too.
It's really important. I think being able to offer folks who don't have it a space is really, it's our duty. It really
I
is.
do my families in transition workshops at like some of the conferences I go to. And I love it, because I've had elder trans women come into my group because they have grandchildren that are trans or queer, and they want to be able to support them in a way that they were not supported. So it's like this interesting, cool, just circle of life kind of thing. Like, you're 65, 70 years old, and you've kind of been through the shit too, because you didn't transition until you were already well into your 60s. But you want to make sure you can give that support you didn't have to someone you love, which is just profound to me.
It is profound.
To be able to help facilitate that too.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing all that. I always love what you have to share.
Thank you.
And I'm going to link for the folks that want more information about that. I'm going to link all of that in the show notes. I've got some of it there, but I'm going to include some extra stuff so that you can have a space to go, because Karyn is really just doing some cool stuff and involved with some really cool things. So before I move on, I want to take a roll through the chat. I was so excited to talk with everybody. I didn't get to say hi. Oh, hello. There's my friend. Go see me. Hey, friend. Love it. He's enjoying the show. Excellent. Oh, Avi. We got some kudos to Avi. And there's Sestra. Pride is right. You're so right. And then back to Avi. Aren't we all turned on by Tom Ellis? I mean, I can't say it enough. All right. So I am going to bring back on my friend Justin. Hello, Justin. Welcome back, friend.
How are you?
I'm good. All right. So this is going to be your safe space. We touched on it a little bit. We chatted earlier. You're pretty passionate about a few things, and I use the word passionate because you are full of it, my friend. And I want to give you the space to share what it is that you need to share, and we're gonna put that under the heading of safe spaces. And safe spaces are really just that, and they should be, and they're in short supply. And I want to give you the opportunity to talk about what safe space means to you.
To me, safe space is faceted. Definitely faceted. There's the safe space for me and my feelings and my people. Shut the door. and there's I make a living here. Some of us are here to consume the lifestyle, which is good. Good. But there's nothing to consume without someone creating things.
That's right.
To my credit, I have multiple toys that have never been seen before, whether they're a redesign or I simply looked at it and said, this is not designed. This has never been right. And just did it right. There's been several times that this shop has put out things that the asphyxiation collar that we've spoken about. I hope, without tooting my horn, that I hope that's done a little good.
It's brilliant from my perspective. I love it. I use it every opportunity I can.
Here's the thing. We have debts to each other. I mean, just because I'm not your top or you're not my bottom, and etc. We are all part of a group that needs to be able to feel safe amongst each other.
Yes, 100%.
And the quickest way to burn that is to be dishonest or to steal or to copy one person's work and put it back out there for sale.
Yeah, that's not safe at all.
Well, here's the thing. When you put yourself out there as a safe person in this lifestyle or in this space, and what you're presenting as something to attract people in is stolen, how many stories of false prophets can we kick down the line here? I'm sure Avi knows a couple. I mean, one way or the other, at some point in time, if the people that are running dungeons are doing this, these are people that are providing safe space, and they can't even not steal. You're providing your ID at the front door, and they can't stop stealing. So I found many times I found one time we found that the asphyxiation collar was being copied in Taiwan. My buddy Brian Larkin happened to be in Taiwan and went and knocked on their door and talked to him about it.
Called him right out, right there.
He did.
Perfect. I love it. I love that. Okay.
But we don't always
That's
get
the Fetish Mafia at work, huh?
Fetish Mafia to the rescue. Rest in peace, Brian Larkin. He was that guy. But today it was brought to my attention by people who love me that they seen things on other people's table that looked like I made it. And it was being sold at a show being presented by people who love me. And they're being used. My friends are being used because they have to say something. The people making the show and the platform for them to sell what they've stolen, they're being used. Awkward. Now I get to have that conversation. I'm being used. My plate. I earned that. It's my plate. I'm being used. Now this is safe space. This is a fair shake. This is honesty. At some point in time, we have to realize that we are the only police we have. And people might say, are you going to take them to court? Well, of course I am. Mm-hmm. But listen to what I just said. Of all the anonymity, of all the silence that we expect of each other, now I got to take them to court. And were we that?
Justin, what a shame.
I mean, I can expect the Fetish Mafia to hear this and run over there and glue her door shut. That might happen.
Oh,
but I mean, one way or the other, I mean, there is not a comfortable space. It doesn't exist. And at a time when we're supposed to be talking about pride and being proud of ourselves and being proud of each other, these are the types of things where we look at each other and we have to be suspect. These are times when we have to look at each other and go, we're better than this.
Mm-hmm.
And when they're told, do they quit and apologize, throw me a tip maybe, or just say I'll never do it again, or help themselves and be creative enough to make one of their own.
Mm-hmm.
Help themselves. Pride. Be proud of yourself enough to do it yourself. No, that won't happen. That's not going to happen. So what's the right answer? We got that toolbox with the bottom drawer with the lock on it that we learned everything. We put everything we learned when we were 16 in there. We can get that all out. No, icky. That's gross. So I mean, at some point in time, what do I have to do to remain safe in that environment? What do I have to do to remain safe to others in that environment? At some point in time, I didn't ask to be there. I asked to provide things to a community and to people so far seem to like it. I've been around a long time.
I was going to say that you've been doing it for years and years, doing your thing. And I have done nothing but show off your stuff, and your stuff makes friends.
It does.
Your stuff makes friends. They're conversation pieces.
It's funny you said that, because
they're unique pieces of art.
And said, hey, that's not yours. That belongs to Justin. And they called me and they told me. So, I mean, at the end of the day, you're right. It does make friends, and they recognize it when they look at it, like they're looking at a friend. And when someone goes and steals that and puts it back out there, there's no show me a flavor that I'm supposed to like about that. And I've had a few people say, maybe you should just be flattered.
Oh, I mean,
at least
being
wait till I'm dead
emulated
to
is a
flatter me.
compliment, but
Flatter me when I'm dead. Flatter me when I'm dead. You know what I mean? Come to my grave and show me what I left for you. You know what I mean? Not while I'm trying to eat. So I have to say that in this instance, it's very difficult for any of us who are trying to provide a quality product to people that we feel like need to have something safe in their space. What happens when people come and ruin that for us? I mean, we're just trying to do what we're supposed to do. Like I didn't do anything wrong. I got a text message and a link. Look at this. That's my stuff. And that's what I thought. So, I mean, at some point in time, people that are supposed to be good to us, people that are supposed to be good enough to themselves, have chosen this. And I'm not trying to take it out on the lifestyle, because anything
it could happen in any walk of life. Yeah,
it does. It happens in all of them. There's not one that's exempt.
Yeah.
However, we are supposed to be the group. We're supposed to be the group that when we point it out, you don't grab a shovel and dig deeper. I should expect that. And when you because I mean, then we have to follow them down there. That ain't right. And that's not safe space down there. That's not pride down there. That's squabbling and fighting and trying to take back what's already ours. Here's the worst of it. This woman knows me. She's bought from me. She could have called and just simply purchased from me and had the real thing. I would have given her a discount. I would have treated her like I loved her, because she's always been good to me thus far. And instead, I found out somebody that I would have given a huge discount to just for being good to me in the past, decided to steal and advertise it. That's supposed to be my friend.
Yeah.
This isn't an enemy. She's hugged me. This long, uncomfortable hugs. And this is what I give. She knows better. She knows better. And instead of fixing it, and I'm not trying to break it down to one person. It's one person today. I've had this happen over and over and over and over again. But today it hurts extra because she knows me. She's been in my space. I mean, we've traveled halfway and met each other in a hotel so they could buy stuff for the holidays.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's not just somebody that you've met in passing. That's somebody that's somebody that's supposed to care. Yeah, I'm sorry that happened to you. That's really something.
It's extra, and the thing is, when we're talking about pride, when we're talking about what that is to us, I'm going to add one more thing to sometimes it's bitter. Sometimes it's bitter. Sometimes it just ain't so sweet. And I hope my tune has changed a bit from right before we started, because I was hearing all of this just minutes before, and I did everything I could to talk to myself thus far, because I didn't want to be angry. Angry people lose everything. And for a moment there, I was sweating. And the truth of the matter is, I didn't deserve to be put in that position. What, angry at my age, sweating?
Nobody does.
Really? I mean, seriously? That's what I get for, Here's the other side. If she'd have said I need my own toys with my name on them, I would have designed her something for free and just had her buy them.
Oh, and that's because you are amazing. You're a giver. You're a real one.
There were options. There were plenty of options. I mean, everything but tell the truth, be honorable, and steal. Anything but that. Come on now. So maybe we could all send her a shovel so she can keep digging herself deeper. I mean, I don't know what the answer is, because I mean, she's been told, and she actually took it to DomCon.
Well, I think that you have given some real insight into some serious shit. Forgive the expression, that's been happening to you as of late, and it happens to many of us.
It's not just me. If you look to any creator in our space, if they've been here any amount of time, they will tell you that people think that their designs are just a la carte. Take them. And they get surprised when you say, hey, honey, that's mine. They're like, oh, no, it's not. Really? And they'll fight back. It's like, are you kidding me right now? But it's very strange how people really think that there's some like a scumbag sense of entitlement to our work. And there's people that can't understand, don't touch what's not yours. That's very simple. I mean, it's the simplest thing in the world. I mean, this is our lifestyle. Don't touch what's not yours.
Right. Consent.
This is a very
ethics.
Simple.
Consent. Be safe.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not even step one. It's like, do you even understand this before you get to step one? Mm-hmm. They teach you this at the door. Right. Don't touch what's not yours. So I mean, I don't know what to do. I put bounties out on this stuff. I've dropped my price. And here's the other thing. At this point, I'm doing well enough in my world that I could drop my prices and just cut them out of the market. Now I have to lose money on my own work. And then that affects people who aren't stealing from me. Mm-hmm. Because why would somebody spend extra money when they can get perfectly good stuff for a couple $100 off?
But I have to tell you, you are, I mean, we can look at this from a different angle and say that your stuff is so worth its weight in gold. And the uniqueness and the passion that comes through your toys. Like, you don't even have to be in the room with me. When I unpacked that crock whip that you sent me, oh my God. When I saw the picture of it, that was your passion.
Yeah.
And I got it in my hands and I unrolled it and I was like, oh,
feel it, huh?
God, there he is burning right the hell off of this thing.
You could feel it.
Yeah, you could feel it. And I absolutely honor that about you. And I think creating safe spaces, and to your point, and I can't say this loud enough, be fucking good to each other.
That's all I ask.
It doesn't cost a damn thing to just be good. And like you said, I know you went through some of what happened to you and your anger surrounding it, and rightfully so. You're hurt, you're angry, and rightfully so. But I got to tell you, you gave some really good points about how this person could have created a safe space to honor you.
Or themselves. I mean, all they had to do was call and they would have got hooked up. I would have helped them out. They would have stuff for sale. I would have been advertising it for them. You know what I mean? The whole nine. I mean, why would I not advertise stuff I'm making? I mean, I would have absolutely, cherished the opportunity. Instead,
you know what you did for me? You know what you did for me? Remember the last toy that you made for me? You made me a flogger.
Yeah.
What did I do? I saw a picture that you said, and I said, man, if you could make that with a lion, because I mean, after all, I'm the Lady Lioness, right? I said, if you can make that with a lion, sold, my friend. And what did you say to me?
Done.
Absolutely.
Hold on a minute.
Yeah.
Hold on, I got you. And I mean, that's the thing. I mean, all you want to do is be happy. All you want to do is have stuff that makes you feel good.
And you know what you didn't do? You know what you didn't do? You didn't charge me extra for it. You charged me the standard price, and you even put my name on it. You put my name on it for me.
I'd treated her the same way. I've known her just as long. I'd have treated her the same way. And she's got a dungeon over there in Albuquerque in the whole nine. I would have absolutely filled her dungeon full of stuff. I mean, there'd have been no question about it. I have extra. I could have put her dungeon name on it, her name on it. I mean, I would have made it look nice. And
that's who you are. You're a safe space. You're a safe space.
I mean, I try to be, but look what got took from me. Not just stealing, but the opportunity to help. That's what I do every day. Why not just let me do it? So I mean, if she needed, I mean, she's not poor. This is not a money thing. This is a butthole thing. So I mean, I don't even know how to respond right now. At this point, I'd like to say I'm angry. I was for a minute, but I'm just bewildered because the truth of the matter is, this isn't somebody I dated or nothing like that. She's had the same guy the whole time, but he's hugged me too, and I mean, he could have called me and said, Mama got a bad idea. Call her.
Right. Anybody. So we surround ourselves. Well, we try to, at least we surround ourselves with people we can trust and provide safe spaces. And it's, it really hurts when that doesn't hold true for you.
Well, whose responsibility is it right now to let the people know that they charge at the front door of the kind of things they're doing? Whose responsibility is that? Whose responsibility is it to go to the crowd that they're serving and let them know that this is primarily a thief? I don't have to say so. Just look.
Well, I mean, I think the people that love you will support you. I know I would. Well, I do.
Is that my responsibility? Where do I get time for that? I mean, am I get paid for those hours? I mean, at some point in time, it's redundant. I mean, they don't have anything to pay me back for what they did. They're not going to stop unless I force them. I mean, what's the answer? And it's not chill out in a comfortable spot and have pride. And that's all any of us wanted, And
let me ask you something, Justin. Do you feel heard in this moment and in this space?
In this space? Yeah. Yes. Do I feel like in the many times I've had this problem that the lifestyle I'm serving is going to solve this problem for me? No. If I tell the people that are buying the stolen stuff, they're buying stolen stuff, they will argue with me and call me names.
Well, I think that we need to our takeaway from this, Justin, and I'm going to make this final point before we move on, is that we need to align ourselves as best we can and insulate ourselves and bubble wrap ourselves in each other.
Yeah.
And allow each other and your fetish mafia friends, because that's a formidable force over there. I think we need to just align with each other and support each other and be good to each other and take care of each other.
Indeed.
And I think you need a little bit of that, especially right now. So I know for me and my listeners, if you see something that looks like it's JustinSayne, make sure you tell them. Shoot them a picture. Make sure you're proofing where you're getting your stuff from, because it's built to last. It's incredible, and it's comes from his heart, and we need to protect his heart. We need to protect your heart, Justin.
Thank you. I mean, here's another side of it. My stuff is lifetime guaranteed. So it starts landing back at my desk when it falls apart. And this has happened several times. Somebody counterfeits it, does a shitty job of it. And they go, here's this. I bought it from, somebody else through you. And they said it was yours. And I'm like, honey, that's not mine. It's not even close to mine. And you should have known better. You know me. You should have called. You knew me to bring it back for the warranty. But, you look at it, there's a stick in it or something. I'm like, come on now. That's not mine.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, I just want a fair shake like everybody else. And truth of the matter is, if I get a fair shake, y'all get a fair shake at my stuff. And that's just truth of the matter. We should be able to trade fairly in this lifestyle without lying, without stealing, without sinning in any kind of a way. This is one of those places we should be able to have that luxury. And obviously, that's not been the case thus far. And I'm trying to, the good news is, for the first time ever, I can afford to defend myself, which is another reason.
Feel good.
No.
But not to defend yourself, but doesn't it feel good to be in a position where you can assert yourself and defend the honor of what you create? I mean, that's what we all hope. That's what we all hope to get.
I want to defend the honor of like walking into the Erotic Heritage Museum with my lady and going, hey, that's my stuff. That's enough for me. I don't want to have to defend it in court. You know what I mean?
Can. But
now
the fact that you can.
I'm going to have to, is the thing. And somewhere between I can and I have to, I really don't feel good. I don't think it's not comfortable to be somewhere between can and have to.
Right.
And I mean, I should have the choice. And at some point in time, if they won't stop stealing, I don't have choices anymore. And I don't like that. I should have choices. I earned choices when I made my own stuff. And when they take those choices from me, it gets way past unfair, way past, dishonest, way past these types of things. And, why can't I just make a phone call or a text message and say, stop it? It's mine, quit.
Well, Justin, I want to talk more about it with you a little bit later off camera. If we can just go through it and see if we can brainstorm and I can find a way to support you through it.
We could, you got any miles? We can meet out there with some.
I'll bring my flogger.
I know you've got the stuff to solve this problem.
I love you, Justin. All right, my friend. You're sweating out there, sweating bullets, huh?
I am really trying to be polite.
You're doing a good job.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you.
I got the little pep talk on the text message when you were giving your intro. Like,
I told you to exercise grace.
Like the little list. I'm handling it. Chill. Shh.
Perfect. Okay, good.
But
all right, my friend.
I am very uncomfortable about the whole thing. I mean, I feel like when someone's stealing from me, I feel the very same way as if I wake up, walk in my kitchen, and see somebody in there. I get the same. It's not the same. I get the same reaction, and I'm like, that's my bread. Literally, that's my bread. That's how I eat. And if you have a big pile of my bread, I'm getting skinny. That's not fair. So I mean, I'm trying to be polite.
And I appreciate you. No, I really do. I really appreciate you. And let me there's people here in the comments who are supporting you. So let me pull this up. Let's see. Darren Merrow. You always make a good deal for those you know, bud, and always work with people. 10 plus years, like we said on the phone before the podcast, turned into a friendship. And I know that's true.
Yes.
Still waiting to break in my crock whip as well. See, these things are the coolest things. It's just that they're so damn scary, and everybody's like,
Here's the thing about the crock whip, though. It's only scary if you go heavy-handed with it.
It's
If you
true.
take the time to take the time with your toy and learn how to nibble and learn how to get it in spots that they don't expect. The nibbling. Yeah. Because you see that thing and you think you're going to lose a limb.
I know, it's scary. And guess what? We have a ride along. Stop in by Texas, and we'll ride along. So we've got somebody on our train.
The Fetish Mafia going to show up in the Kirky.
Oh, Catsuit. Look, hi there, Catsuit. He says there needs to be a new sense of respect and kindness in the world, honesty, and seeing each other as the most important thing in life. And I think that's true.
Indeed.
Thanks for saying that.
Indeed.
All right, Justin, I'm going to pop back to you, but I'm going to Karyn for a moment. Thank you so much, honey. All right, my dear. Welcome back. My heart breaks for Justin.
I know.
Really does.
I understand, just as a creator.
Yeah, you of all people.
Steal your shit, man, that you worked so hard on and you put so much time, effort, and love into, and somebody just does a subpar job at it also. Mm-hmm. I know, and he did mention, like, somebody saying, oh, it's like a compliment when somebody knocks you off. No, it's not. It's like somebody kidnapping your fucking kid.
It's true.
This is my baby. This is an important part of who I am. It's part of my identity, and I'm sure that Justin feels exactly the same with his creations. And
you can hear it. You can hear it. His heart's breaking, and I love that you said that. It's like somebody's kidnapping your baby.
It
you created these things. Yeah,
these are things that you created from your soul, just like you did your children. It's really very important, and for someone to just kind of take that easy way out. And if that's something that this person really wanted to do, I know Justin for what, an hour and a half, an hour and 45. I know if I wanted to do something that he does, I could just bring him up and say, listen, dude, I want to do this. Can you show me a way that I can navigate this part of the world?
He puts out that energy. He's so welcoming.
Absolutely.
No reason to take advantage of somebody like that.
She could have done something else that he would have been able to help her do. That wouldn't be a knockoff, because knockoffs are never the same. Mm. It's a bull crap.
So sorry. I think no, you're right. You're so right. And I mean, I'm not even upset that we took that, that tangent, because he's hurting.
Yes, absolutely.
And this is a space for us to be able to support him. And
absolutely.
Yeah.
And even just from when he came on, when we were behind the scenes, to when he came on right now, he definitively took a deep breath.
He really did. I mean, you think he's fired up? Yeah, he did. He did it with grace. You think he's fired up? He
totally did.
Oh, he was like spitting bullets before, but he did. And that says something about him as a person, to be able to gain that composure after somebody kidnapped your kid.
Lots of respect.
Yeah. All right. So I am going to jump to looking ahead. Mm-hmm. Because we talked a lot about, how spaces have been, their strengths, their failings. We covered a lot of ground here. And looking ahead, I'd love to get your perspective on what do you hope to see in the community, and how our community, or the communities at large, actively honor and carry forward the true meaning of the word pride, and what it means and what it stands for. What is one wish for the future that you hope to see in the positive direction?
I think, and it kind of lends to what we were just talking about, that we just continue to lead with compassion, with open hearts, creating spaces where people are safe and welcomed and valued for who they are and what they bring to the table. Just making room for different experiences and different perspectives. I see that it's happening, but I still hope that future generations grow up and continue to feel less fear about being authentic, less fear about not being accepted. And I hope Pride just continues to be about community, about authenticity, about people just belonging. Like, that's kind of what I think is the true meaning of Pride, the community, and just everyone belonging. And I feel like the younger generation is really giving us a lot of hope for that.
Yeah, they're getting that, and they're gonna pass that along, and I think it's gonna make a real difference. You know,
I agree with you.
The little people that we are honoring and doing our best. You know, we're not stuck in a fixed mindset. At least I'm certainly not. And without going into too much detail, you and I have spoken.
Absolutely.
And I myself am navigating some bigger things that I'm doing my best. It doesn't matter how I feel. It's not about me. It's about something much bigger than that.
Absolutely. But again, you're allowed to feel when you close that door, because we lead by example. We lead with compassion and love.
I think that's what was missing. That's what was missing. That's the big key piece that was missing. Instead of, way back when we came up, it was just things have to be this way. And that's
just the way it is.
Just the way it is. Well, no, it isn't.
No, it's not. You just made that up in your head.
Right. Somebody else told you. Well, guess what?
That goes down to pronouns. They, them is not shit. You say it all the fucking time.
And it's a word. We assign meaning to words.
And if somebody that you love says, I would prefer you to use these pronouns when you talk about me, don't say he, don't say she. It makes me feel better when you say they.
Fine.
Wow. How hard is that? To make someone that you love feel a little bit better about themselves when they put their head on the pillow at night.
Yeah.
That's our job. You have children and you say you're going to love them unconditionally. And if they tell you one word about who they are and that changes the way you love them, you put a condition on your love.
That's right.
And that's not
cool.
No, that's not what it is about. Love and compassion. That's how we lead. That's how we make this a better world.
Love that. All right, I'm bringing Avi on. I'm gonna keep you on because I wanna do this in a collective way. So Avi, I'm gonna ask you the same question. Looking ahead, what's one wish? What do you hope to see from the future?
So for me, it's all about, as long as the path of the train keeps moving forward, meaning we're so much more now than we were before. Like, looking at the steps that have been made and the progress that has been found, and finding the little things we can do to both move ourselves forward and to make sure nobody's left behind. And I think that really comes down to, I think time will generally move things forward, and people will become progressed and be slowly, as these things become regularized, more tolerant. Just make sure no one's being left behind. Make sure no groups, because some groups are very, very good at being vocal for themselves and driving themselves forward and pushing themselves forward. But I think us as a community has to be able to look in the mirror and be like, this group is left behind. This group needs a little bit of help. This group needs someone to push them forward. this like for example, that's what the work that I do with the subspace is this is a space that needs a little bit of hold on a second. Sorry, just cat.
Oh, hi, cat.
Hold on. Yeah, cat's just like, well, yeah. Oh, let me just hold on one second. I've got to.
Of course, Avi. That's all right. That's okay. I'm going to take you off for a second and I'll bring you right back on, honey. Okay.
Okay. Sorry.
All right, Justin, we listen, when the cat needs assistance, we gotta listen.
Yeah, my doggy leaped over the fence just a second ago. I'm all like grabbing my Fluffy. I'm like, hey, buddy, go back.
Yeah. So what do you think? Looking ahead, talk to me. What's one thing you wish for and hope to see? We're ending strong.
Everybody keeps talking about everybody needing some education. Now, I'm not trying to insinuate that we've called everyone stupid because that would be rude. But the truth of the matter is the world doesn't give us that education readily. It gives us little dips and daps and places where we can find it in hotel basements where there's a convention and so forth and so on. I'm trying to solve that problem. I've created the Fetish Mafia channel. And when you think Fetish Mafia, your head goes straight to porns and crosses and cages. I got all those here. I can't be putting them on TV. That's my stuff. What we have on Fetish Mafia TV is kinky science, kinky comedy, kinky conversation. We've got things that bridge the gap between 9th grade freaking health class and that catastrophe you're going to commit in your 20s. It's going to tell us things that your head will tell you all kinds of stuff about your gender and your sexuality. But if you'll shut up and listen to your crotch, you'll learn a lot. If it makes your winky unwrinkly, you're probably going to have a good time.
Makes your winky unwrinkly. Justin, I love the gold that comes out of you.
Probably going to have a good time. You know what I mean? And don't let your head tell you no different because it will. That fucking head of yours will lie to you. Tell you all the thing the priest and mom and fucking society, blah, 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 while the business is down there all by themselves. So, I mean, at the end of the day, we're putting together a channel and it's on Roku already and being built. And we've hired a woman with a master's degree to run it now that I've built it. And she's very smart. She very much understands the assignment. And we can afford to go forward. So the education that we don't have is turning into an excuse to participate in education we should have. We do have, and we have a place to put it now. Instead of having the awkwardness of what do you think I should do now? Well, maybe you should just sit down and turn on the TV with your friends and giggle a little bit. Maybe you should just be, person enough to go, I didn't know that. You shouldn't. Yeah. Nobody told me that. Someone told you that now. And there will be all kinds of resources and more. I like to look at it like Amazon was a bookstore 20 years ago. So it'll be slow to start. But at the end of the day, it's not for them, it's for us. And every day more of us turn 18, so us needs to be looking at something that's not porno, right? Or divorce papers or docket numbers. Awkward. You know what I mean? So the future for me is Fetish Mafia TV. The Fetish Mafia TV should be the first ever bridge to that gap. And why the hell not? And guess what? We're gonna mess it up. It ain't never been done before. I don't have a manual. So everybody's gonna go, why you didn't do it this way? Well, because we didn't think of that. We didn't think of that. Maybe you should have piped up. But at the end of the day, it exists. It's not something we have to make work. It's already there. It's not something, if you get on your Roku and look up Fetish Mafia, the whole channel will pop up. Lock it on your screensaver. It's already there. There are things that will make you laugh. There's a conversation about a man piercing his testicle. There's things that will that'll teach you about science. There's females that are funny that make jokes. They're very cool. Very cool.
I love that.
But I mean,
I love it. I love
You know,
that. So the future of JustinSayne is Fetish Mafia, and the future of our community is watch some TV and giggle with your friends. I love that.
what else are you going to do? Go and get a docket number, go out and get drunk and get uncomfortable. You know what I mean? What are you going to do? And I mean, at the end of the day, the government's not giving us more. The school's not giving. Mom and dad don't give us more. The priest and the rabbi don't give us more. I mean, they're all like, you're supposed to do what we want. That's how we got the Fetish Mafia. Dial it down. You know what I mean?
All right, I want to go back to Avi and just give him the space to communicate the rest of what you were saying before the kitty needed to be fed.
Yes. So, just the point that the point that I was making always was about making sure that no one's left behind, because some groups do a really good job advocating for themselves and organizing themselves, and some groups need a little bit of help. Like, that's sort of why I created this upspace for men and did the stuff that I do with that, as I found that in general there's no submissive men in the kink community didn't have a real voice. I would I would go to parties and spaces, and I would see just subtle disrespect thrown around at submissive men, regardless of orientation. Just this sort of, this person's submissive. So I've had personal experiences where I was at, and mind you, this is an ordinary munch, not a femdom munch, and I had somebody come and ask, and they asked me if I can pass them a cup of water. So I said, sure, let me finish. I was in the middle of talking to somebody. I said, let me finish. It'll be about, give me a second, I'll pass it to you. And then they responded with, I'm a dom. I asked you pass me the water. And I was like, with all due respect, we don't have any connection. There's no dynamic. And I happened to be somebody else immediately jumped in one of the the munch hosts.
Good.
Happened to be part of the conversation, jumped in, called this person over, and laid into them.
You're a dom, not his dom.
But the fact is that I'm submissive for myself. Like I as a switch, I'm submissive when I want to be, and even when I want to be submissive, I'm only submissive to who I want to be. Like, and let me
punctuate that a little bit, because there's something that, and this is one of my feelings is, I have a partner, and even if my partner is submissive to me, but that doesn't mean he's submissive to everybody. No, that man and I have a dynamic. Exactly. That being and I have an agreement. Nobody else gets to tread on that.
Absolutely. So, and that's sort of I noticed there's, in general, because of, for one, is the online presence of other right-sided / men is not a very healthy presence. 95% of the people online just being obnoxious from their basements. Everyone sees that. Every woman who ever has existed on FetLife has a million obnoxious messages in their DMs from those men. Those men do not go to munches. Those men do not go to events. When you go to events, there's just as many normal men and non-normal men as there are of any gendered group or non-gendered group or any group as well. Every group, that being of any orientation or designation doesn't make you more or less likely to be an asshole. If you're a bad person, you're a bad person. You're a good person, you're a good person. That's completely irrelevant. And I think that also plays into this aspect of you are who you decide you are. And I think as things move forward, and as pride moves forward, and as it becomes more and more taboo, we have to look around to our communities and go, which group is struggling right now? Which group of people is not being represented well? Which group is being subtly disrespected? And that's where we can grow as a community, because a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. So that's why, even if someone can look at pride and go, I'm this orientation, but I'm not that orientation, so why does it matter? Like, if I'm a gay person, why should I care what happens with the trans people? Right? Those are two separate, completely different situations. But you have to acknowledge we're working on creating the best society that we possibly can. And part of that is finding voices for all the marginalized voices. And we've gathered this group of community because we have a lot of likenesses. We have a lot of sharedness in the fact is that we are marginalized groups, and being able to look at that. And if we start splitting and being like, I don't care about that group as much, or that group, oh, if they can't advocate for themselves, I can't help them, then what are we better than the rest of society? Then we've done nothing to grow as a whole. Our job is to be better than them. We want to be more than them. We want to be the ones leading the push, leading the front. So instead of them being the ones who go around and us trying to be, we want to be a part of whatever, we want to see the table. We don't want to see the table. We want to be running the whole damn show. And that requires making sure all of us are being supported and all of us are being helped and guided on this path and on this journey.
Love it. I love that. Very nice. Very well said, Avi. You're so articulate, and you have, all of you really have this beauty and this passion. And that's why I'm so grateful to share this space with you. And I want to thank you for being on this panel with me tonight, because I love everything that you've had to say. Even the hard stuff, Justin, even the hard stuff, because somebody's got to say it. And my God, I can always count on you to be the, the realest MFer in the room. We're all pretty real, but you will just straight no chaser, my friend. And I like it that way. So I want to thank you all. Thank you all for being on this panel with me tonight. And you all have, what's that?
Thanks for having us on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks so much for allowing us to participate in this.
I'm having some interest here. I think we need to we need to get me and Avi back in the same space. I've got so many questions.
Let's do it.
I
Let's
could
do it.
Yeah.
We'll talk about another show. Let's do it.
And I need to know a lot more about this lingerie. I didn't get a chance to poke.
Oh, we'll go over it. After the live stream, we'll stick around and exchange contact
information. I can explain it to you.
I have questions.
So thank you so much. I love hearing you guys. I love the passion that we feel in every word that you speak. And I am so proud to have you three as a part of my tribe. And I want to just go through everybody. I'm going to start with you, Karyn. How can we find you? How can we connect with you? How can we support you?
I am on Instagram. I love Instagram. DM me. It's at Z by Karyn Elizabeth. You can go to my website to purchase at zbykarynelizabeth.com. I'm also on, I hate to say it, but I'm on Amazon because I need to make bread. So I am on Amazon. Etsy, I am releasing this month for Pride a bunch of new stuff that is going to be made to order. So I'm going to put it on Etsy. Some really cool stuff I'm really, really proud of. It'll be on Etsy by the end of this week. And so Etsy, you just have to look for Z by Karyn Elizabeth, or just search. If you search tucking underwear, my face is going to come up.
That's great.
It's
all
there.
Right. So Avi, how can we connect with you? How can we support you? Where can we find you?
So I'm on FetLife. Zev Morningstar is my FetLife name. I'm more than welcome to, anyone is more than welcome to, if they have any questions about any of the stuff that I do, they're always welcome to message me. I'm always a pretty good response. My group that I run, it's called the Subspace for Men. You can find, it's linked to it is in my profile as well. You can find it's a really good place for people to both just ask the questions that you thought were the silly questions and are a little bit nervous, to be like, hey, is this a weird thing, and want to get other submissive men's experiences, or find places just to self-advocate for the community as well, or just to share thoughts, ideas. People will post like, hey, I'm going to a CFNM party, who has any ideas? Also, for anything like, hey, I'm curious about this and this type of kink, those who practice it, tell me a little bit about it. And that's the space that I'm
real good community resource
like as well. And because I've really noticed there is no mass resource for submissive men by submissive men as the target audience. And that's really what the goal is. Everyone is welcome to join. everyone is welcome to participate, though as long as the focus stays on how can we make this community a better, healthier, and safer space for submissive men. And yeah, that's
Love
called
it.
the group's called the Subspace for Men. Everyone's welcome to join, right? And give whatever information like that. And then yeah, anyone has any questions about that, questions about anything else that I've said or anything, my fet is Zev Morningstar as mentioned on my handle. And yeah, I'm always open for chat, conversation, or anything. So
Love it. Thank you so much. All right, Justin, how can we find you? How can we support you? Where can we see you?
Well, all you got to do is rip off some of my stuff, and I'll be in touch with you.
I'll come to you.
I've got my. I'm sorry, that was so unconscious. Digging the hole.
I set it up for you.
Yeah, you did. Thank you so much. It's like you to take the low road, but take a shovel.
So if we want some of your cool toys, where do we find them?
I've got it narrowed down to social media. I don't travel anymore, and my phone number is out there. Just Google it. But my Facebook is there. My Instagram is there. Just hit the little search button. I'm there. But I've got lots of new stuff coming. My season starts kind of in August and runs through January. Mm-hmm. And the rest of it's kind of build and create and so forth and so on. This has been this has been the busiest creation season ever.
That's cool. I can't wait to see what's coming out of you.
There's new lube with dropper bottles, so you can put it right where you want it. Because you know how it's all dark and slippery, and you're like, fuck all that.
That's precise. Love that.
It's glass, so you can wipe it off before you put the nasty fucker back in the bottle if you want to. A lot of everything. You see the laser cut stuff. I bought a conveyor, so now I can cut the falls and I can engrave the falls.
Why did you say that to me? Oh my God. All right, we'll talk. We'll talk more.
There's a lot of new stuff coming out. There's so much new stuff coming out.
That's so cool. All right, so JustinSayneLeather.com. No, we don't. We do this social media.
Don't even have a website.
Facebook.
Yeah, just
Pet Life.
Call me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if anybody needs to get to Justin, I'm your girl. I will absolutely shoot them off to you, and be happy about it.
You want my number?
Well, I think I have you on Facebook. Text me your number. Okay. I'll call you in the middle of the night. Justin, tell me about the balls.
It's lingerie. I want to. I need to know. And Avi, I need to ask you some questions, and I need for you to not think that I'm like being condescending, because I am not.
Go for it. Like this literally. I'm an educator. I used to be a teacher for years, so
I have some real honest questions, and I promise you, they are to invoke conversation, not condensation. I'm not trying to pick on.
I absolutely cannot wait.
I love this. All right, guys. I love the bonding experience. All right, guys. So I'm gonna wrap it up now. I just want to take it down a little bit because before I end the show, what I would like to do is I really want to offer a moment of silence, and that is for all of our friends, because it's not always rainbows and unicorns, and we've, unfortunately, this moment of silence is for our friends and loved ones and people we don't even know, have not even met, who, because of this topic that we have spoken about tonight, pride and the inability to express themselves or honor their authentic selves or have the safe spaces or the people that they need to support their ability to be seen and be heard and be who they are. I want to offer this moment of silence just for all those that we have unnecessarily lost to this.
If I can name two.
Please.
Juniper Blessing and Persia Conway in the past month are two trans women that were murdered. And it's important to me to say their names as often as possible. There are so many other names, but those are the two that are coming to me immediately.
Thank you for saying that. We offer this moment of silence to them by name and in honor of all those that we have not named. Thank you so much. If you're watching us here and tonight, we want you to know that you are not alone. Reach out. Reach out to any one of us. I know I speak for all of us when I say that. Connect. Connect to whomever you can as a safe person. As long as there is hate, we will offer love, because that's what the world needs. Check the show notes. I've included some really great resources for support. And anything we can do, I know I speak for all of us, that we're happy to do it. So to everybody tuning in, thank you so much for being here. Smash that like, subscribe, notification bell so that you can see what it is that we do. Hit us up in the comments, either here or on YouTube or any other of our platforms. Drop a rainbow, please, in the comments here. Drop me a rainbow. I love to see rainbows, because that means, to me, it makes me smile. It's inspiring. So drop a rainbow down below so that we can honor all those that this is about and that this month is about. I love hearing from you. What I want you to know is you are my tribe, all of you. You here on the screen, all of you listening, you are my tribe and you belong here. And I appreciate the fire that you bring to the Growl Pod community. And in case this is the very first time that you're hearing it today, I love you. I appreciate you. And I will see you all next week on the Growl.